I'm not so fluent with my usage of words, and I do not have the best command of the English language, but I will try to, say this in the best way possible. Now, I think for us in this generation, our biggest problem is our wisdom. We have become so wise that we neglect principles, we neglect doctrines, we neglect instructions that are as old as time itself. We have come so far that we now forget that we are mostly 30 years old, 35 years old, 20 years old. With just a few books here and there that we have read, we now assume that we have gotten a deeper understanding of things, even more than people that have lived longer than us. And don't get me wrong, age doesn't necessarily mean wisdom or experience, but you cannot neglect the part of experience. You can't totally neglect the role of experience. When elders say things, we may have come to a time where we are wise and we know our left from our right. We cannot easily be put to the floor because we now know what to do and what not to do. We know our rights. We know exactly what should happen to us and what should not be happening to us. But for some, it's actually becoming a problem. And that is why I said our wisdom is now becoming a problem. Many of us just get up one morning, put on our phones, and say whatever it is that we feel like saying. We say things that are not even backed by anything, but because we sound fluent, we sound like we are wise. Because we can speak good English, these things that we say now look like the truth. Meanwhile, they are not the truth. And I'll just be saying a few, but so many of them, I can't completely package them in just one video. But so many things that we see as right these days and as acceptable are totally wrong and unacceptable. Somebody came on here to say that marriage is a social construct and God has nothing to do with marriages. But now, to me, that in its entirety, it is not even true. And I know that this person has, at some point, deconstructed Christianity because that is what they say now. I have deconstructed the Bible, I have deconstructed Christianity. People now deconstruct Christianity and the Bible. And I find it funny because we all don't just, we all don't know anything. We don't know as much. We don't know so much that we can actually deconstruct God. Somebody said they've deconstructed God. And it's just funny to me because when were you born? Because all of a sudden, people born in the last 20 to 25 to 30 years are now wiser than maybe somebody that has lived more than 2,000 years. Because that is what they try to put out there. That they have more wisdom than even the person that created them. And it's funny that you are just coming into life. You have not even lived. You have not moved the span of years, but you understand. Good for you, though. Good for you if you feel that you understand how the world works. God does not exist because if He does, why does what happens, and all those stuff like that. And this message cannot even go to them because if I'm speaking, I'll be speaking on facts that are backed up by scriptures, but they don't even back their words by scriptures because somehow they don't even believe in those scriptures. So there is no backing. There's no backing to what they are saying. But because they speak really well, then it means they are right. And then you see people under the comments that also support what they say. How can you say that marriage is a social construct and God does not have anything to do with marriages and it's not? But it's in the Bible. I mean, even from the beginning, like from the beginning of time, God, God's original plan for marriage was the reason why He put Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden. I don't know. Is it me that did not read my scriptures well or something? People come here and they make loud claims. I can't deny the fact that some of the things that they say is actually wisdom. And I don't even know if I can say too much of the wisdom now begins to look like foolishness. Probably. I remember one time somebody wrote on their WhatsApp, you know, timeline. The person said, everything about first fruits is not biblical. It is an agenda that pastors put forth, an agenda that pastors come up with to be able to get money from members. And I'm like, but if you're ever going to be saying this thing, don't accuse the Bible of not saying it when you have not even read. You're accusing the Bible of saying something that you didn't go and check. You didn't check if it was correct or not. But you are wise, so your wisdom is a problem. And those people that also call the Bible a misogynistic book, I can't believe that a 30-year-old or a 40-year-old you can call something that was written long before even your great grandfather knew your great great grandmother a misogynistic book. It may have some things written inside that does not look like it favors you as an individual. But I don't know if you are capable of loving yourself even more than the person that created you, because what was the need to create you if he did not have a good plan for you, if he did not love you at all? You guys try to make your creator look like a bad person or a bad being. I'm not even trying to change your mind. I think my own focus is that, are you sure the devil is not using you? Because as it is now, you don't believe in some things, you don't believe in some ideologies, You have things that you have reservations about, but you will not just keep them to yourself. You want to drag others down with you. You want to talk and talk and talk so that other people can support you, and then they fall down inside the pit with you in your understanding or lack of it. Are you not seeing that you're acting like the devil now? No, can you not see that the Bible says he goes around like a roaring lion seeking for whom to devour? You are going around looking for who to pack and sweep into your own ideologies, and it's crazy. It's crazy. You are not seeing that you are acting like the devil somehow, and remain like that. You want to drag others along. And because you have the power of oratory, you have a good command of the English language, you are doing a good job. I think we need to reevaluate ourselves. We need to reevaluate ourselves. And then some of you should even have opinions of your own. Some of you should actually study to have opinion. Don't just come under somebody's comment. I agree with you 100%. You have no facts to back up the agreement. You have nothing that is, because the person spoke well, you agree. You agree with the person. What is your own opinion? What is your own ideology? What do you stand for? Some people don't stand for something, so they can fall for anything. And it's terrible. Like I said, there are many, but this is just the few I want to put into context for today. I may have said some things off points, but like I said before, I don't speak so well, so forgive me. Have an amazing day.